3 days and 3 nights after he was put in the grave. That's why when Miriam came to the grave that morning and saw that it was empty, she then saw the gardener and said, Sir, where have you taken the body, my Lord? Where have you put him? And the gardener answered one word, Mary. Right then she knew it's the Lord, and she rushed at him, rushed to grab his feet. She fell on her face before him. He stepped back and said, Don't touch me. I've not yet ascended to my Father in heaven. Wait, what's this don't touch me? Didn't he tell Thomas just hours later, put your fingers in the nail prints, put your hand in my side? Why couldn't she touch him? Because it is the day of the Bikurim, the first fruit offering. Remember, it says, when the earth quaked and the rocks rent, the graves were open. The graves on the side of the Mount of Olives where all the prophets were buried. The graves were open, and it says, when he arose, they arose and appeared to many in the streets of Jerusalem. After he rose on the Sabbath, just as the sun set, when the priests would go over the Kidron Valley Bridge on the side of the Mount of Olives, and they would then harvest the first fruit of the barley harvest from the earth, it was there that he raised those first fruit harvests, those saints from the grave. They appeared to many in the streets of Jerusalem, just as that first fruit harvest was to be done publicly. It was processed through the night, and then the next morning, the high priest who had been in seclusion in Mount Moriah after his mikvah, in seclusion for 3 days and 3 nights, then the high priest on that morning, which is the first day of the week, would then take the Bikurim offering, that 10 omer barley, he would take it into the holy place of the temple and wave it before the throne of God in the temple. That's why the Messiah said, Don't touch me, I have not yet ascended, because those who rose when he arose, then he took them in his arms and he took them before the Father's throne in heaven. And he then presented them as a first fruits offering and said, I'll see you in a few days, Father, did the wave offering, and he was back on the road to Emmaus that afternoon to intercept 2 of his disciples who were heartbroken that thought that it was all over.